This podcast is sponsored by twitch.tv/thewaybeyond.
Go check him out.
Or
Please. No, don't say that. Wait, he's our sponsor. We can't.
Oh
Please
yeah,
check.
sorry. Check them out. Yes.
Check
Go
them out.
subscribe or whatever.
No, this is real, by
Twitch,
the way.
on twitch.com
Yeah, this is real.
the way beyond.
We're not.
Twitch.
This is a real
Twitch.
sponsorship.
It's twitch.tv. Oh my god. Okay, let me repeat it. Twitch.tv/thewaybeyond.
The way
The
beyond.
way.
And now onto the podcast.
Right.
Yup.
Hello, listeners. It's episode 5 of Peepeepoopoo cast. Welcome.
Hey, what up?
I'm Job.
I'm Ryan.
Jasmine.
And today we have a special guest, Sunlat.
Hi.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Wow, there he is.
Yup,
Let's
that's
go.
him.
It's him.
Known
It's
for
him.
his
It's him.
contributions on many Roblox games. He's a very widely and very popular developer on that site.
Yup, a Roblox veteran, some would say.
Yes.
Thank you for the kind words.
Those, okay, it's tradition. Tell us your poo-poo stories. Come on.
Off to a great start today.
Yep,
Well,
we're gonna start it off strong, and we're getting right into the meat of the podcast. The
Yeah,
poo-poo
Don't say
story
meat. Don't say
This
meat
is-
when you're talking about poo-poo stories.
of the podcast. dude.
The juicy substance
Oh.
of every podcast.
Okay, that's too far.
All right,
Too
that's a
far.
little much. That's
we just lost a couple people listening.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, son. Tell us your poo-poo story.
Okay. So it was a nice summer day,
Yep.
This was like what? It's like daycare or something. So I used to go
This
to
was
this
like
one
yesterday.
daycare. This one Christian daycare, right? And so
Christian?
so this one Christian daycare had a nice little bathroom. Like it had drawings on the walls, had Lightning McQueen staring you down while you were, doing your business. Now on this one particular day, actually let me actually set the setting a bit better. The toilet was actually a bit high, for
Yeah.
at least for like a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old. Like these these toilets were like
They were big
set,
boy
like
toilets.
elevated. Yeah, exactly. Like this was supposed to be like heavy duty things, not for a child like me at the time.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So what happened was the teacher was like, it's potty break time, so we all go in one by one and in a line, because obviously we had to do a business in there. And
Yep.
suddenly when it was my turn, I tried to flush the toilet and it didn't work. And so I flushed it again and again and again. And upon the 5th flush, as Moses spot the great seas, came a great flood. A great
Oh.
flood to the toilet. And me,
Great biblical
with my,
flood.
my prepubescent mind, a 3 or 4-year-old, I ran out. And the teacher came in. And because of me, no other child could get their potty break. For I was the last one. For I was
You
the
just
last
had
one who
You
could.
just had to ruin it for everybody.
You sabotaged
Yeah.
them.
That was one of my
There'll be
darkest
no more
days.
shitting. All of you have lost shitting privileges. Thanks a lot, son.
Yeah, it was one of my darkest days.
They-
Everyone
have,
at daycare started hating you.
they have like those like calendar things, and they had to
Yeah.
reset it. Like it's been 0 days since a poo accident. They're like, God damn it, son.
Well, honestly, it's the fault of the person who clogged the toilet in the first place.
Actually,
in my
probably the person behind me.
True.
Shitting.
However, in hindsight, my flushing technique was probably not the best.
Yeah,
just-
you probably did.
Times.
You
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
lightly flushed it. You didn't hold it.
I tried,
Yeah.
pushing it down with my hands, and it just wouldn't go.
Oh, gross. That's a good poo-poo story, son.
That's pretty.
For
Yeah, that's
real.
Thank you.
pretty good.
That is a good. Out of our guests, you had a really good poo-poo story.
Yeah,
I'd give
I'm
it.
the-
I'd say A tier poo poo story.
Yeah,
You
that's an
know,
A tier
It's
poo
not.
story.
It's not. I feel like not to
Yeah.
toot my own horn, but I feel like mine is
Not
S
to
tier.
shit my own pants.
But I feel like mine qualifies as an S tier shit story. So, but yeah, yours not bad.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, dang, we all went to the same middle school. How crazy is that? That's some whack shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, son, you're a very different but the same person in middle school, I'd say.
Yeah,
Like-
I agree. I had the same level of spontaneousness, I guess. But it
Yes.
was now I'm directing it in a different manner.
You know what?
Yeah,
Actually, I've got a story.
Mhm.
Does
So
it involve
speaking-
me?
Yes. Speaking of
Oh,
spontaneous
see.
sun, so this is
I
what,
see.
6th grade.
oh, I already know what you're talking about.
So
Do tell.
we're in like English or language arts
yeah.
class, and then
Mhm.
we're going over like the answers to like a quiz or something. I don't remember. And then she calls on Sun, and the answer was D, but that's not what Sun said. Sun said D's nuts, and then he got an infraction.
Good one. Good one. Got her ass, dude.
Yeah,
got it.
got
You
him.
got it.
Got him. I feel like, son, when you were in middle school, you didn't know much of the world, you know. I think you were protected as a young child.
He was
Well,
very sheltered.
Yeah, given that I went to a private Christian, elementary school.
Yeah, you're very sheltered from the world. There's a lot of cases where we kind of opened you up to the world, I'd say.
Yeah.
Greatly, I see.
We had many adventures at our lunch table,
Mhm.
in explaining, in bringing light to all of these, and helping Sun on his journey.
And it took you like, I think 2 or 3 years to fully understand how babies are actually made.
Well,
Like we had the health lessons, but I'm pretty sure you still thought they came from a stork until like 7th grade.
well, yeah, like as in 7th grade, we learned that there's different ways of learning, and I'm more of like a hands-on learner,
Oh,
Yo!
Alright.
So
Okay.
wait, so are you
Wait.
implying that you learned through hands-on in 7th grade?
Whoa.
Yo!
Wait, one sec. Wait, I gotta call my lawyer. One sec.
I think our
Uh-huh.
middle school had a few cases of, hands-on learning. If you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Those stairwells were always.
Oh, those stairwells were
Oh, those
disgusting.
scenes
They
were
smelled something funky.
those stairwells. Always, there's always something going on back there.
in the back of the stairwell.
Oh, God, no wonder why they
Oh.
installed cameras there.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those video games, like like the back doors or like the SCP like staircase video game. Like the huge.
Fucking Five
the-
Nights at Freddy's, but everybody's having
Yeah.
sex.
Oh yeah,
No.
you have to check the cameras to catch people.
Bro, that's what the security card was doing.
He's checking if anyone's fucking.
Yeah, and instead of just getting jump scared, it's just
You know-
someone having sex, and you're like, oh Jesus.
I feel like
Come on.
when people call Law and Child's like a good school and like pretty prestigious, I don't know about that.
I mean,
My
okay,
experience
looking
was
looking in from the outside, it looks pretty good, but
yeah.
on the inside, you get a different, it's a different point of view from the inside.
Yeah, it's pretty like carefree, honestly. Like every couple weeks we just like have pizza and just walk around, do nothing all
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God,
That was kind of crazy.
I miss that shit.
I wish we had that still.
Yeah. I feel like
It's
we honestly we deserve that.
Yeah, if anything.
like at least once a quarter. Just let us
Just have a little
chill.
pizza party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, like you mean the thing stuff out in the grass?
Just like sitting in
Yeah.
the grass,
Yeah,
playing
it's a
No.
big
soccer.
field.
That was
I
every
remember-
quarter, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
It felt,
Yeah,
it
I mean,
felt
there was-
way more often.
I think they did do it more often. I think there was maybe like something for like honor roll. I know there was an honor roll.
Yeah, that was the
one,
honor
and
roll
maybe-
thing.
and
No,
then-
it was because if you got A's and B's,
Yeah, you got
also
A's.
got to go to the like all A's one too.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. There was all A's and then all A's and B's.
No, I remember that grass very well. Like in a particular instance when I was dragged across the grass.
You were dragged.
What?
You know, there may be.
Okay,
Just
I think I
dragging you.
kind of remember that now. We were all like, I think we were all just sitting around and we were like, you know what? We're gonna go fucking kill Sun. And then we all got up as like a big mob and we just yeah, we were gonna take Sun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take him.
My
Yeah, we were
God,
just gonna grab him,
that is.
Bro,
get Sun.
again, Ryan was just the bully.
I
of
thought I
middle
was gonna
school.
crowd surf, but it was on the ground, so
We unintentionally brought like a victim and their abuser
For
a
real.
It's not this.
Oh,
This is gonna
gosh.
turn into a therapy session.
and this is gonna get real heavy.
a group therapy session, huh?
God. I can't believe I caused that much trauma and I didn't even remember.
Don't worry about it.
Son remembers
We all have our defects.
Shut up, Jasmine.
Okay,
Jasmine,
Dad.
okay, maybe you have defects. We're just talking
Jasmine.
about trauma.
Jasmine, we're talking about having fun in middle school. You got malfun going on, man.
So,
Yeah.
son, I really wanted to talk to you about your days of being a gamer. You know,
Oh,
being
Yeah.
an avid Robloxian.
Oh, those were times. So this was like 2011 era. Like I didn't know. Like, okay, so I owned like one of those consoles, you know, like a Wii or like an Xbox.
Yeah.
So I was left to my devices on your PC.
Yeah.
So, because of that, I was usually left to like like good old Flash games. Rest in peace, Flash. But
Yeah.
yeah, good old Flash games
Yeah.
like Cartoon Network, cool map games, armor games, all that good stuff. And so that's what I usually played for like the first like 8 years of my life is a bunch of Flash games. And eventually,
Wait, were you gaming out of the womb?
Well, some sources will tell you that. Yes. Indeed. I was pretty good at those Flash games. And then I found out that you could download files to your computer. That was revolutionary.
Yeah.
So, because of that, I was introduced to a new world of video games. The first and most notable being Roblox.
Aha.
I found I actually found one of the advertisements for like some Flash game site. I clicked on it. It looked cool. I got stuck for like probably a few hours trying to figure out how to download it. And then eventually I
Downloading,
got
like,
it
3
working.
viruses.
Yeah, got it working. I vividly remember the first game I played. It was like you had to build like a house or something. My house sucked, but it was a house.
Yeah.
It was a home.
And that was pretty much the game I played for like the next few years. Like that was like I found all these like I don't know, cool shooter games, cool building games. Well, that's what.
He was training.
No, I was training for my competitive Counter Strike. Competitive Counter
Oh,
Strike. CS:GO.
A
Okay.
league.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Whoa,
I have
yeah.
I have a pretty funny story in my humble beginnings as an avid Robloxian as well. So this was like in 4th grade, and like my friend, we were like messing around on the computers, and my friend like downloaded
Yeah.
it. And he started playing. I was like, wow, that's cool. And then so I started playing it, and it was like the fucking I don't know, it was just like a city, and then I guess the whole point was to like role play in the city.
Yeah, I think I know the game.
Yeah, and then
your son
you
knows.
you could like buy a house or something and then live in the house. Well, being a 4th grader, just figuring out that like girlfriends exist, I was like, okay.
Oh.
I was like, all right, you know what? Now's my chance. There's some, and then over time, over my course of playing, I learned how like the fastest way. Like I could speed run getting a Roblox GF, like any
Speed run
percent.
any percent.
Yeah,
Roblox
and
GF.
all you had to do was literally it was like the way to do it was just type 123 for a Roblox BF, and
Oh,
you'd
yeah.
get like
I
several
remember.
you'd get
I
several just
remember
123s in the chat, and then you'd have options.
Dude, you'd feel so good when you get those 1, 2, 3s back, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember this one game. It was sort of like what you were saying, and like I did the same thing, right? I was like, say 1, 2, 3 for Roblox BF. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get some bitches, and like nothing happened because I was a poor ass. I didn't get any hoes with my yee ass cut. Okay. So next day I try to log on, try again. You know, rise and grind. I couldn't get into my account. I was like, huh?
Oh no.
I was like, what? I was like, I was trying for hours to try and log on to my phone. I was like, what? Why can't I log on? I tried to go to my computer, and it said you are banned for trying to internet date. And I was like, and I cried for like an hour straight. I
Yeah,
was like,
you know what?
Yeah.
They
You know what?
banned me.
You know what? Ended my GF streak.
What?
So I don't know. One day I was chilling on the couch with my laptop, and I was at it again at the same old tricks, and then and then my mom like walked by, and then I
Oh,
was kind of
no.
like I moved the laptop lid down, and I it was like so far down you couldn't even see it, but then I like tried to like bend and like look up at the screen. It was ridiculous, and my mom's like, what the hell are you doing? And I was like, nothing. and then she like she like took the laptop and she like looked at the screen, and then like my Roblox GF was like, hey, do you want to have sex? And then my mom was like, what the hell? And then I got banned from Roblox for like a year. So
Damn.
yeah.
You know, the most depressing part about that is sometimes when you say that back in the day, they would just like, you know, teleport to you for a second and then just leave. They check you
Yeah.
out for a second, they just leave.
Nah. Yeah. I mean, not gonna lie, I was guilty of that as well. Cause
You-
like, you know,
You'd
get a
show up
couple-
to
yeah,
showed
you'd
up to
get
your
a couple
girl.
1, 2, 3s, and if her avatar wasn't on fleek, then
Yeah,
I'd head out.
she ain't looking fine. You just leave,
Yeah.
bro.
Nah,
I get
shoddy all cubicle. I don't fuck with that.
And you know, I think that was an important life lesson. That taught me that there are many fish in the sea. You know.
Yes.
So
Instagram bio. If Shorty ain't cubicle.
I don't fuck with cubicle women.
Yeah.
I mean, I only like the Robloxian 2.0s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, son, I've heard many tales of your Roblox drippiness.
Of my
Can-
adventures.
Can you? Yeah, you're a venture capitalist in the Roblox world. Can you tell us more how you became this rich man overnight in
Rose
Roblox?
through the ranks.
Well, I mean, I was just your average Roblox player, and then one day I was like, you know, and then everyone likes, you know, making things, right? So one day I found these set of games where you would just, you know, go and you build something, and so
Mhm.
unfortunately they're not here now. There used to be things called personal build servers in Roblox where you could build something. It was like a Minecraft world basically. You could build whatever, and so and there's only a few of these servers, so that's probably why they got removed. But in them, I was pretty infamous because I would go in, I'd build something pretty cool. That server would probably get closed because the owner lost interest, and then I would move on. And there'd be some people from the last server who would probably recognize me. And so that's
So
where I got my initial
You were a
building
celebrity.
Where
You're
everybody
a
knows
celebrity.
from. Yeah, it was a pretty small community, but it felt pretty good to be famous.
They'd be like, "Yo, it's Sun Lat 123."
Yeah. So
Yeah.
eventually when I got to actual like a little bit more serious development, what happened was the development scene on Roblox in its early wee days was pretty easy to get into. You didn't have to build, you didn't have to be particularly skilled. You just had to be able to build like something pretty basic. And so
Yeah.
because of that, I applied to the prestigious Roblox developers forums on my 13th birthday, which was the youngest you could get in.
Oh
Oh
my.
boy, did I get accepted.
So you
And
turned 13 and you immediately you're
yes,
like, I have to
sir.
sign up. You were like planning this.
On the hour. I had a pretty good portfolio too. I had some bangers in there. Like these are pretty nicely made things.
Mhm.
But like, and I was lurking on the development scene. I took commissions here and there. I actually worked with a few like pretty like popular developers or some developers who are popular today. But after a while, I kind of just like leveled off, you know, because of like with school and stuff, and just lost interest in it. But not today. I still like developing things.
Dang.
And actually, a cool exploit I remember on Roblox. Not like a cool thing I did was back in like I don't know 2013, 14 maybe. They had this one tournament for what it's like this one Call of Duty clone on Roblox. It's like Call of Robloxy or something.
Mhm.
And what happened was that if you got within like I don't know, the top 5,000, I guess, points, you would get like a free hat. This cool limited hat.
You get
And
a
I was
cool
one
hat.
of those top 5,000 players, man.
Oh my
And
god.
I got that hat. I won that tournament.
What a
Drip.
gamer.
Of the 20,000 players, I was the one in the four.
Top
God.
5K. Damn, son.
How long did you work for that?
Like, well, this was like during the summer, so probably like 2 to 3 hours, 4 hours a day, maybe.
Wow. You
Just straight up.
grinded.
The competition was only only like a week, so there's only a week of that, so it's chilling.
Good lord.
How much Robux you made from your days of developing?
Well,
What is your net worth in Roblox?
well, I've spent a lot of that Robux already. I like
You're
game passes.
poor. You're poor now.
Yeah, they weren't very good investments, but I'd say in Robux payments, yay, around maybe 30,000 Robux I've got from commission.
God damn.
How much is that in real money? Hold on.
Um,
That's quite a bit.
The exchange rate from Robux to USD is like the backwards exchange is like the rate is much smaller,
Yeah.
so you don't like inflate the actual economy. But it's probably like 100. It's probably like 100, 200 bucks in USD if you try to get back.
God.
God. It's
But
some
in, like-
rack, son.
Yes, sir. But I actually got like actual money. Like so like if you didn't, you could ask for like Robux payment or actual money payment nowadays. I got from
Robux,
PayPal.
You
Yeah.
took the Robux payment.
Well, then this was like the early. This is like I guess earlier Roblox when most people didn't pay money. Like this was still like early days where you couldn't actually get money from Roblox. So I think yeah. So but like
I
towards
thought-
the end I started taking money payments, and this was like 300, 400 bucks. So
Oh
it was
my
pretty good.
god.
It's a pretty good steal.
Good dog. Boo, boo.
So-
I can't talk.
If you continued on your Roblox career, you think you could like make some racks off that?
Yeah, you can definitely make a lot of money nowadays. If I had the motivation, then I probably would have learned a bit of coding and made my own game. And it doesn't really, and on Roblox nowadays especially, it's much easier to make like a simple game than pawn it off and have a bunch of kids to pay for it and you get rich.
Dang.
It's pretty good, pretty profitable nowadays.
Yeah.
Thank you for teaching us these ways. I think I'm gonna
Yes,
make a
sir.
couple racks.
Exactly. That's the whole point of this podcast. Learning how to be successful.
Yup.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Become a Roblox developer. Easy million.
exactly. A Roblox pioneer.
Yeah, the guy who made one of the Roblox games, Jailbreak, is actually a millionaire now. Just from Roblox.
Wait, he's an actual millionaire?
Yeah, he's an
From
actual
one
millionaire.
Roblox game?
God.
Yeah. Yep.
Holy shit.
And I actually remember the dude, like, he was pretty prominent for several years in Roblox scene. Like we're talking,
He was a prodigy, a Roblox prodigy.
yeah, like 2011, like
Lit.
2011 or something when I first started off. He made like the very first official, like the most renowned Roblox showcase where he took like the simple like blocks of Roblox and like made it to something cool. Like this wasn't just your like very simple block by block structure, but it was like had like angles, it had like details, it had, like
Angle.
lines. Yeah, that was unheard of in the old days. Just because it was much harder to build back then. Like you didn't have the same tools. Like back then you couldn't even like rotate that much. And now when they first introduced it, he was the first one to like take it off. And then he would keep getting like popularity, like officially like noticed by Roblox for his showcases, which like increased in detail. And eventually he partnered up with someone, I guess, a good coder, and they made that game. And that game broke many records. And that game ended up making a few $1 million.
God
My
damn.
God.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that a dude dedicated like his time to Roblox and made bank off it. Like he's paying for his college with Roblox.
Damn.
Let's go.
Drip.
Son, in an alternate universe, that could have been you.
Indeed.
You could have created jailbreak and just made millions of dollars.
Well, I think another part of the thing was that dude is like what? He's like in his college years now. I think a prepubescent son would have not understood the business deals of Roblox.
God,
I think that's part of the reason too.
if only you knew, son, how much money you could have made.
Indeed.
Yeah. God damn.
Jesus, son, you're an interesting fellow. I've always wanted to know more about that Roblox.
The Roblox fling I had.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes of Roblox, your Roblox background, I'd say.
It is but a dream. It was but a passing dream. And speaking of dreams, y'all haven't had like a lucid dream before?
No, actually.
Another
Really?
Austin episode.
Okay. Austin kind of talked about this, but I've personally never had one.
I think I've had one, but it only lasts like, or I've had multiple, but they only last like a couple seconds before I wake up. Like
Yeah.
it's usually before I wake up, I'm dreaming, and then I wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, what was Austin's? Is it like safe to tell?
Finger
His
His
was insane. He has like it's like you'd have to take like medication to have those kind of dreams.
Okay,
They're-
yeah, well,
they're weird.
The finger lady dream wasn't lucid. I don't think.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
just a wild dream.
His
Oh.
lucid dream, like, if I remember correctly, he was like actively trying to have a lucid dream, and then he got one. And like, I guess the way you do it, I remember because I wanted to do it too. There's like this video where like every so often you're supposed to like look at your hand, but before you look at it, you're supposed to imagine having 6 fingers. And then you look at your hand, and then you're like, oh, okay, I don't have 6 fingers. So
Oh.
the thing is that you do that, so you get used to doing that so often. You do it in the dream, but in the dream you actually have 6 fingers, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm dreaming. And then that's how the lucid
Ah,
dream
that's
starts.
crazy.
So I'm pretty sure that's what he was doing. So then he got the like lucid dream, but then he like he ended up giving himself like a bunch of hands, or like a bunch of fingers on his hands, and then he scared himself awake. So yeah.
God damn.
So
That's your lucid dream.
I've had quite a few as of recently, and in hindsight, it's not for a good reason in particular. So, until like I don't know the past just like 1 or 2 weeks ago, like I started my junior year off of high school started my junior year of high school off pretty rough. So, like I was like sleeping really late, like on the daily 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, I just watched a bunch of YouTube videos or whatever for like several hours in a day, and as a result, I would be really extremely sleep deprived. So if you remember back to psychology, like if you're extremely sleep deprived, you go straight into REM immediately, like the second your head hits
Yeah,
the
you immediately
pillow,
just like start
going
dreaming.
to bed.
Mhm.
And what do you know? REM deprivation is a good way to get lucid dreams.
Oh,
So,
interesting
so
fact.
Nay,
yeah,
nay.
fifth period. So we're in
Fifth
e-school
period?
right now, right?
You
Whoa.
fell asleep fifth
So
period.
yeah, like no, actually, well, lunchtime. It's technically before fifth period to lunchtime.
Okay.
Is
So
this the
in
day that you missed
lunchtime,
business?
well, I didn't have lucid dream on that day, but
Oh.
yeah, I took a nap. So yeah, I always take a nap at lunchtime, just kind of re-energize myself for the day. But this one particular day, well, I mean 2 days, I guess, but this second was more wild. I was in for quite a ride. So I go to sleep, right, and then so I'm like, I wake up, I hear an alarm, and I'm like, oh shoot, it's time to go busy. I get up, and something's not right. I vaguely remember trying to like get on the computer, something wasn't working, and I look out the window, and I realize that this ain't my house, bro. The outside looks extremely different. I'm so confused. So like the next thing I decided to do is I realized is that I'm in a lucid dream. Like this ain't my house. I'm not supposed to be here. So then, like I try waking up again. I'm still not out of the dream. Like I'm still stuck in the dream.
You were stuck in the dream.
And I'm like, okay.
Inception.
Yeah, like it's exactly like that. Like you try getting up and you're like, I'm not awake yet. Like I actually at one point I probably was awake and I fell back asleep. And so it was really confusing. And this, mind you, this all happened within like 10 minutes. Like I exactly remember going to sleep at like 10:30 a.m. to wake up at 10:40 in time for business. Dude, I remember waking up again and I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like, okay, well I have an alarm for 10:40 or whatever. So I'm like, I'll just roll with it. And so I just tried like thinking of things I could do in a lucid dream because in a lucid dream you can do whatever. So the first thing was I tried flying.
Oh,
And that is a proposition. I did not think of that one.
dang.
Damn.
So
you got
the
an
first thing I
head.
did, the first thing I did was try flying, and what I realized was that a lot of the things you do in lucid dreams with the sensations you feel are pretty much just approximations of what you try to do in real life. So my flying was really just me like feeling like I'm in a wind tunnel or something, which I've done before, like get hit by a lot of air at once.
Okay.
That's what pretty much
Because
flying
you've
felt like.
never flown in the
Yeah,
air,
yeah.
so you just like try and recreate it.
And I tried hitting something to see how it felt like. It pretty much felt like it just seemed like the sensation of like scraping your knee on concrete, you know? That's pretty much what the lucid
So
dream
you
was.
felt it, like your brain processed it as like pain.
It was like numb. Yeah, it was pain, but it was like numbed. It was an extremely numbed pain. Like it was a taste without the bite. Like you're eating something spicy, but it's not spicy. You know,
I see.
you have the taste without the spiciness. You know.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, it's extremely weird. And when I came out of it, you remember like you could look in our group chat and you could see me talking about it. This other dream too. Like you could see me panicking. Like someone else talking about the lucid dream while I pull up these records.
Okay,
God.
so Amara, Jasmine, have you ever had like lucid dreams?
No. I've had very realistic dreams though.
Yeah.
I've had realistic dreams.
Yeah. I can tell you guys about the one nightmare that I had the other night. So you guys know about I take melatonin, right?
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
night I had around like 70 milligrams.
Oh my
So
god.
my
Love that.
god.
Isn't 25 the recommended or something?
Yeah, or 30, something around there.
35.
And so I was like,
I
you know
love-
what? Let's just give it a try, you know? You only live
My
once.
god.
Oh
And
wait,
so-
I'm extremely wrong. The recommended dose is 2 to 3.
Oh, Allah.
Wait,
Bismillah.
Oh.
Oh, God.
How are you alive?
did she?
I mean,
Are
you
you
probably flushed
saying-
the rest out of the system, but
No, my gummies say, what does my gummies say?
your
10,
gummies.
10 milligrams. So, right, so I took 7 gummies.
Oh my god.
So,
I remember my mistake of taking 7 gummies.
mhm. And melatonin for me actually causes like nightmares for me, but I need it in
Yeah.
order to go to sleep because if I don't, then I would have to switch to drugs. I don't need any more of those. So
Mhm.
basically, I was like living in like a house, right?
No
and so
way.
Terrifying.
so all of you guys were there, and also my Miami friends were there. And
Lord.
so and we were like all like coming in from like our parties that we were at and stuff like that. And so then we're in our rooms, right? And then for some reason we all just start fighting each other. Like Ryan's yelling at me, Amara's
Fuck
fighting
you.
Joe.
Like,
Yeah.
we're like we're like yelling, or are we actually throwing punches?
No, we're like not like yelling, fighting, you know, like arguing at each other. And then my friend
Who won?
Mia, no, we haven't gotten to that part yet. And so then we hear like bonking on the door, like thunk 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 thunk, and we're like, but we're still fighting. But I'm the only one who notices it, and Ryan's still fighting with me for some reason. And so I go downstairs, and then I'm like, guys, there's someone at the door. And then there's security cameras at my house, right? So I'm like checking the security cameras, and it's this masked guy with this hood over. I can't see his face. Usually in my dreams I can see people's faces, but his face was just a black void. And so we're like peeping around the corner of the stairs, right? And then my friend Mia drives into the driveway, and we're like, oh shit. And then I can see through the cameras also, there's this like little girl dressed up like Dora in my front yard, but she's chanting these weird words that I don't know.
She was like making a ritual.
Yes, she was making a ritual, and there was like a cat in the middle of the ritual.
This is what Jasmine gets for being into witchcraft.
Bro, it sounds like a combination of like the beginning of Purge and like I don't know, The Ring maybe.
Good lord.
I think you watched like a horror movie that night or something.
No, I did. That's the thing. These just happen out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, she says, after taking 70 milligrams of melatonin.
like when was the last time you
How
actually
does
held?
this happen?
Have you been taking melatonin like all your life or just recently?
All my life.
Really?
She built up a resistance to it.
You should try one like on a weekend night when you don't have anything to do. Just lay in bed for like 2 hours until you like naturally fall asleep.
Oh my god. Oh,
Just
I should probably try that though.
You'll go
should.
through withdrawals.
Yeah.
But
Oh wait,
so
finish your drink.
so my friend Mia, she's pulling into the driveway, and then I can see the guy. He stops bonking on the door, and I'm like, oh no.
Bonking on the door.
Well, like hitting the door. And so the guy walks away, and we're like, oh no, Mia's gonna die. And so my door has like two like windows on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're peeking through the mirror, and all I see is Mia being yanked from her car and just being dragged to the middle of the ritual circle with the cat. And the guy just starts stabbing her repeatedly.
Holy crap.
Stab. And so we're all watching in horror. And then the little girl's just there laughing, chanting her words. And then the guy just pans over to me, turns around his head, and is like, "You're next." And then I wake up. I'm like panting. It's 3 a.m. And like I'm thirsty, but I'm too scared to go downstairs.
What if you woke up and saw like your hoodie like just floating there?
No, but here's the kicker. Around like 3:30 in the morning, because I didn't go to sleep until like 4 in the morning. Around 3:30, my camera was triggered. And I was like, oh my god. But it was just a frog that triggered the camera.
Bro, the frog.
Yeah,
that frog
was
is
really
gonna kill you.
Wait, is this podcast like G-rated? Because you may have to like change the rating now.
It is very R-rated.
We are fucking R-rated.
Let's limit those.
Calm down.
Let's limit those. Wait, Amara, am I tripping, or have you had like sleep paralysis before?
Yes,
I have had sleep paralysis multiple times before.
How's that?
Sometimes it's not that bad. Like sometimes I'll just like open my eyes and just look around my room, and I'll be chilling, and I'll be like, okay, stop playing with me, and then I'll fall asleep within a few minutes.
Okay. What's the worst one you've had though?
The worst one I've had was in my sister's house. It was like early this school year. Like I was staying the week in Gainesville and I was doing like online school, right?
Yeah.
And it was just me and my sister, and I was sleeping in her spare room, and I always sleep with my door closed because I hate looking into hallways. And so, but like my sister's house is still getting like fixed, and the spare room didn't have a door on it. And so and so I was sleeping, and I always get sleep paralysis on my, like when I'm sleeping on my back. And so I don't know why, but I decided to sleep on my back that night. And I wake up and I'm just like frozen. Like I just can't move. My eyes are open and I can see into the hallway. My body like was specifically positioned to look into the hallway.
Oh
and
god.
and I'm like trying to move, and I'm like, oh god, I hate looking into hallways, and like I can't close my eyes. And I'm there, and I feel like, and I see like, you know, like when someone is like peering into like the room from the doorway.
Yeah.
That's what I see. I see that there's like
You saw
just,
like a person?
Peering. Yeah, it was like a figure peering into the door.
Oh my god.
And I was like, okay, that might just be my sister. But it was like I was like trying to convince myself that it was all gonna be fine. I was like, that's probably just my sister. It's fine. And then
That is.
And then I'm like looking around the room, and there's like one just standing in the corner by the closet.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck.
And then a few minutes go by, and there was one, and like the spare room looks like the hallway looks directly into the kitchen, and I I look down the hallway, and there's one just standing, just staring at me. And I
Hey,
was
what
like,
up?
he was just staring at me, and then it starts to like it starts walking towards me, and then it starts running, and the minute it runs across the doorway, it disappears. And then I remember waking up the next morning.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Lord.
God, dude, that is terrifying. That got
Yeah.
me. That got me frigid right now.
You could probably make a book and sell it.
Like sleep paralysis is probably one of the most terrifying things I could think of.
I get it so often.
Cause like, I've read that it's like your brain is like super scared because it woke up and it can't move its body.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh shit, there's probably gonna be something to kill me here, right? And then it imagines the most terrifying thing a human can imagine, which is practically just a really long, like tall kind of human-like creature, but not human-like. It's like
that's what
it's
they
like-
are. It's like just like a shadowy mass kind
they're
of
like
human
they're like
thing.
yeah.
No,
It's like
but like kind of.
it's like a bipedal kind of like a Wendigo or a
Don't say that.
skinwalker.
Don't say that. Don't say their names out loud.
We-
Say flesh pedestrian.
Oh my.
If you start talking
I'm
about
sorry.
them, they will come find you.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
god.
That's gonna be unfortunate for me tonight. So
So Joe
it's
gets
like
sleep paralysis tonight.
please don't curse me. I've never had that. I've had
You've
like
never had it?
no, I've had like
Yeah, me neither.
bad nightmares. And one time like I walked into my parents' bedroom and I looked at this like shadowy corner at the top, you know, because the light was on. It was creating a really harsh shadow. I looked in the corner. I thought I saw this giant spider just running around. Like just absolutely huge spider. That it was like a tarantula, but
Comically
like
large spider.
comically large. It was like the size of like it was the size of like bigger than a basketball, I'd say. And it was just like running around, and I was like looking at it. I was like, okay, that can't be real, right? That's like not, that can't be physically possible. So I climbed in the bed and I was just like, if I get attacked right now, I guess I'm just dumb, but like, I don't think that's real. You know?
Yeah. Well, I haven't had experiences of like sleep paralysis, but I do get like occasional just falling sensations. Like I'm not even
Yeah,
dreaming
I
that
get
I'm
those.
falling.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I
it's
get
just
those
like,
too,
"Ah!"
Yeah.
And then I like jump
I
awake.
I hate that. Like, your body suddenly like jumps forward, it jolts, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's weird. And then I also a couple of times I get like really bad leg cramps for some reason where I like
Oh,
jolt
Bro, eat some
awake.
bananas. Get some
I-
potassium.
I
Yeah,
had those for
same.
like, I had those like a couple for like 2 days before, where like I would just get really
God.
bad leg cramps.
I remember in middle school, Job Job came up to me one day and he was like, I got a cramp so bad. I woke up with my leg just totally cramped up. I thought I was going to die.
No, but like that was the first time I've ever had like a really bad leg cramp, right? And
Yeah.
it cramped so hard in the middle of the night that it was so painful. It was like the most searing pain I've ever felt at that point. And then I woke up and I tried to like get up normally. And I noticed there's a dull pain and I was like, okay, it'll just go away. I tried to take a step and immediately all came back. My leg kind of like cramped again. And like I fell over. Yeah. Like I fucking buckled over and I was like, oh my god.
Dude,
My leg is broken, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
going
He
going
got the
into sleep,
stanky leg.
like going into sleep and getting out of sleep are like times when like your brain is in a haze is where you can make like mistakes where you just injure yourself a lot. Like
Yeah.
I remember like okay, so like I remember there's a few nights where like I'm trying to like get into a good position to go to sleep and I'll just like bend my foot back in such a way that it would just like searing pain just for seconds
Yeah,
just to
Good.
achieve like
I
a
know
good
that.
position. Yeah.
I know
And
that
like
feel.
I remember like once in like I don't know, third or fourth grade, like I was just like running up and down the stairs and I tried to catch myself on the stair with my finger just like bent.
Oh,
Oh
bro.
my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
As a child in my home in the Philippines, I lived in the Philippines for 5 years, right? And we had this like small house on top of a hill, and we had like a wooden staircase. I would
Ooh.
roll. I would do this on purpose. I would roll down my staircase, like you know
How many stairs?
like a good few, not like super tall, but like there was a good bit of stairs, right? So you know how kids like do that roll, you know, they just get on their back and they just roll forward. I did that
Yeah.
on my stairs,
Yeah.
wooden stairs, and I would like the first time I did it, my grandma was like, "Are you okay? What happened?" I was like, "Nah, it's fine." And I climbed, I climbed back up with all fours like an animal, and then I did it again, and it got to a point where like everyone at the house was like, I guess he's just gonna do that. Like we can't really stop him. He's just gonna roll down those stairs.
That was the day they stopped paying for your life insurance.
I also remember in the Philippine house, I had this toy dolphin I would take with me to the bath, like the bathtub, so I could play with it, right? And one day I was chilling in the bathroom by myself, and then I went to the bathroom, flushed my toilet, and I was like, well, it's not time for bath time yet, but I want to play with my dolphin, right? So I was like, what body of water can I use for my dolphin to swim in? I look at this is freshly flushed, I'm not dirty. I looked at the toilet, and I was like, I can play in that. I put my dolphin in there. I was just like splashing around, like, wee. And I put it in there. I was like, what if I flush it?
Oh my god.
I flushed it, and like my brain wasn't stupid enough to be like, you know, didn't expect it to go down. I was just like, I thought it was too big to get flushed down, so I was like, it's gonna be fine. but it went in like lengthwise and just got sucked in. I was like, no. I remember reaching, trying to grab my dolphin as it please get sucked in. I was like, no. And I walked out of the bathroom crying. But I didn't want to explain to anyone that I flushed my dolphin down the toilet. So I was just like, it's nothing.
You would say like, Mom, I flushed my dolphin down the toilet.
Mother. Yeah.
I was so distraught, but I was old enough to know that like that was super stupid of me. So I was like, I didn't tell anyone. 'Cause I thought everyone would just call me dumb.
Dude, I know my mom has a video of me doing this somewhere. But I was like, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3, and I was like getting into the bath, right? And I was butt ass naked, and I think it must have been like right after I like watched like Indiana Jones or some shit, because like I kept like climbing in and then out of the bathtub over and over and over again for like fun. Like I got in and then I got out and then I got in. I remember I like at one point I like climbed up and I was like on the ledge and then I was just like oh darn it. And then I faintly remember my little baby brain being like, which is the one that Indiana Jones said, because he said damn it, and I was like, which is the one that he said, because I knew darn it and damn it, and I wanted to say damn it, but I said the wrong one. And then I don't know, there's a video of me doing that somewhere. It's a goofy Ryan moment.
Yeah, as kids.
Imagine that, just a little like 2-year-old baby ass just going damn it. That's funny shit.
Talk.
Yeah, as kids, you like to do the nice and repetitive things, like try to reenact your favorite TV shows.
Oh yeah.
Often with varying
I would
results.
Son, I would imagine you were a goofy child.
Yes,
You had any like goofy moments as a child?
There's probably a billion of them, but I guess it's gonna be hard to recall them like on the spot. Like sometimes I'd just be sleeping at night and be like, God damn, that was stupid.
Yeah.
Could you name one?
Yeah.
Going through the
I
database.
remember, yeah, I remember the database, right? So, and sometimes you could see me like climbing bookcases like a monkey. Huh? Yeah.
You
I was confirming for the lawyer. My bad. I got to tell the next story. But yeah, it was really fun to climb things in general. Like, I didn't know how dangerous it was. Like a whole bookcase
actual
would fall on you.
monkey brain.
Yeah, thank God my parents bought like sturdy bookcases, bro. I wouldn't be here. They didn't.
Could have fallen over.
Yeah. And like,
Oh no, you continue.
yeah. So like in these 2 hours designs, like I remember in Ben 10, like remember like the guy could like turn to like metal and stuff.
Yeah.
There's this one like episode in particular.
That would be so hilarious. All right, so we're running out of time.
God damn.
I have a couple of funny childhood stories. I think this is my favorite one. So in the Philippines, we lived across a chicken farmer. Like it wasn't a big chicken farm, it was just like a couple chickens just to get their own eggs, you know? And they recently got a bunch of chicks, right? And I was like, oh, I want a chick. And so my like grandma got me one, and I was like, yo, like it was really for us to raise it and then eat it, you know? But like I love this thing. Like I would never want to eat it, right? So I just had this chicken around. It was in a shoebox with its own feces. It was kind of unsanitary and kind of terrible, but it was the Philippines, so one day I just like took it out while my grandma was in the garden, you know, picking weeds, and I put it down, and like all my information I knew at that point was from TV shows. So I placed this little chicken down, and I was like, I told it to stay, because that's what when all the dogs in like TV shows were told to stay, they just like stayed put. So I was like, stay. And then I got up, started helping my grandma. I looked back, and my little chick wasn't there, and I was like,
That motherfucker.
Uh-oh.
I was like, what? Where'd it go? I was like looking everywhere. I was like, what? 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 I told it to stay. And then I told my uncle, and we started looking for it. And then he like grabbed my shoulder. He's like, you know, probably got eaten by a cat by now. And I was like, what the fuck? No. Oh,
And to this day, Job still resents cats.
actually, I love cats, but I'm allergic. I probably gained the allergy from that.
Dang.
To them.
I was so saddened. I lost that chicken, and like we only had it for like 4 days.
No.
Damn.
Like I didn't even get to
Damn.
form a bond or name it or anything. It
It
was
was
just
chicken in a
gone.
box.
That we were gonna eat later in life, but you know that's cool.
Oh my god, I had an emotional attachment to a rooster when I was little. Because I had like a bunch of pets when I was younger, and I had this rooster, and he was like those black and white ones, and his name was Peepeepoopoo. That's what I named him. And so we had 2 roosters, and that one I didn't like the other one. He was like angry and stuff, but I liked the rooster that I had. And he would always follow me around, and we would always go places together. Like,
Oh, wow,
I was
you
like
were
4 or
tight.
5, mind you.
You were tight.
Yeah, bro. We were tight, bro. And he was my favorite. And I would just grab him and just like spin around with him sometimes. I don't know. I was like 4 years old. I had nothing better to do.
You would still do that, actually.
I
Yeah.
actually probably would. And so we were like best friends. And then one day I come home and I'm looking for Peepeepoopoo, and I go to the chicken coop and I see the angry rooster and I'm like, gross. And then I'm looking around and he is nowhere to be seen.
Oh,
And-
dang.
And I go inside and my mom's cooking chicken.
Oh,
And I'm like,
no.
and like I didn't like compute it in my little 4-year-old brain that I ate my childhood best friend until maybe 2 years ago.
Oh my god.
I know.
That's where you went.
Yeah. I know.
Man, at
That
least
was
he's
some
like,
good chicken. Though.
was it
Bro,
good though?
Was that
I
shit
ain't gonna-
bussin'?
I ain't gonna lie, it was bussin'. It was bussin'.
He was raised with love.
Literally.
That's
Like they say, when they're gone, they'll still be a part of you, but literally for Mara.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until she, you know, pooped him out later.
I mean, this
I mean,
it's probably
technically,
like,
there's still
yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah.
still like couple
Bro,
things
yeah.
that turned into like fucking parts. I don't know.
Like, yeah,
Oh,
like, what, like when she I don't know, when she ate the, like, it's still in her heart, like literally, 'cause, like, you know, clogging up her arteries.
He's trying to kill you now, bro. He's taking revenge.
No.
In the afterlife. You know, speaking of, like, you know, body, like, things that can kind of mess up your bodies, you know when you're a kid and you're like kind of like, you know, what would happen if I ate the 4th gummy, the 4th vitamin gummy, or the 5th vitamin?
You know, as you do.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have like a consequence of doing that before?
No.
No.
I've managed to survive.
I found out the hard way why you don't eat so many gummies.
Oh no.
Because, okay, so one day my parents were just, you know, going off shopping. Like, when my parents were going to the supermarket or something, I was home alone. Actually, my sister was probably upstairs or something, but she's probably sleeping. But I was more or less home alone, and so I got access to the medicine drawer. I find the gummy vitamins. I start chugging them. They're just like candy because back then my parents we didn't keep much candy in the house just because my mom didn't get cavities or whatever. And so I chugged those. And I'm like, okay, it was actually a pretty nice snack.
You were living the dream.
Yeah. Hours later, my stomach just started suddenly burning like crazy.
Oh,
And I run
my
to the bathroom. I dropped the biggest the biggest dump of the century in my life as a kid. And I'm like, and this happens for the rest of the day, bro. And this was I don't know, I was 8 or something. I should have been better educated, but I was educated enough to use Google. And apparently, if you eat a bunch of gummies which are high in vitamin C, all the vitamin C molecules they're actually bigger than what your intestines can uptake. So they start blocking your intestines. So then it can't uptake water. So now all you have is diarrhea because none of the water actually gets to your system. I probably would have died of dehydration if I didn't have access to water or didn't start drinking water.
Christ.
Oh my
So,
god.
yeah.
son.
Reparations from chugging vitamin gummies.
Yes, sir. So 20, 30 years from now, when you have your children, tell them my story. Tell them
That you took.
Uncle son.
As our good friend's son once said.
And on that note, on another poo-poo story, let's end the podcast.
All right. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that one, son.
Yup.
Thanks for coming on, sharing your wisdom with us.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
You are a phenomenal
Good
guest.
shit.
You're a good
Yeah.
guest.
What did,
So wait,
so
Not
what did
one,
we learn
but
today?
2 poo-poo stories.
you learn not to
okay.
take too many vitamins, fear
Yeah.
or sleep paralysis demons.
There is
Lucid dreaming is weird.
there is bank in Roblox.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
sir.
Roblox
Yeah.
market is lucrative.
Don't flush the toilets, to be honest.
Don't
Yeah.
flush
Yeah.
it
Don't
off.
flush
A lot of
toilets.
flushing
Don't
toilets,
flush
man.
toilets. Okay.
Alright.
Roblox market is big bank. Don't flush toilets. Raise your chickens with love.
But not too much love.
Yeah, not
Don't
too
sleep
much.
Yeah.
don't sleep on your back.
Don't sleep
Ever.
on your back,
Yeah, don't sleep on your
Close your
back.
door when you sleep.
and don't eat too many vitamin gummies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Lot of-
most important of all, don't eat too many vitamin gummies.
A lot of lessons learned today, guys.
Yes, sir.
Take too many melatonin gummies.
Oh,
glad-
yes.
Don't
Just
take too many
don't-
gummies
just-
in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you stuck around this long, you a real one, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Love you.
Bye now.
So how much am I being paid for this?
Oh, we'll discuss that later.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Oh,
We'll discuss
oh
that
my
later.
god.